we're live. The events doesn't show up, still says not streaming. This place, Kevin, still says not streaming.
Where is it saying not? I don't see not streaming. I see people.
Okay.
I mean, I see people in the chat, and I see people in. Okay, they're not hearing anything yet.
If we are live, can anyone from the audience say hi to us?
Yeah, can you guys confirm if you can hear us or not? Someone's saying it's working, so.
Perfect. Welcome, everyone. It is Wednesday, July 9th in San Francisco, California. And today I have Kevin Wang joining me as our new product manager and pre-sale leads for Interactive Avatar, one of the highest demands product from HeyGen. And I'm myself, it's a solution engineer for enterprise, it's partnership for the GTM team. I would now give Kevin a minute to give himself an intro.
Hey everyone, nice to meet you all. I've been at HeyGen for a bit over a year now, and worked on various different products. And more recently, we realized interactive avatar is growing very fast, and we have a lot of demand, and we just need more firepower on this product. So decided to join the team and kind of help grow this product more. So excited to share with you guys on kind of like the latest on interactive avatar and how kind of what we've been seeing from the users in terms of how they're using it, and also happy kind of like answering any questions you guys have. So excited to kick it off.
Perfect. Thanks, Kevin. Excited to have you join. So to set the agenda for today's webinar, this session will be recorded, and I would first of all give you a high level of the capability of the products and go through the features on our web app. And secondly, I will give Kevin a minute to talk about different use cases that we see customers using this product and to solve their business problem. And
Chloe,
yep.
I think we are just. I just kind of checked the community side of things. I don't think people on the community side is saying they can't hear us, but people on the restream can't hear us.
Interesting.
Okay, no sound, no video. So I think we do have some technical difficulty on the community side that it might not be connected. Let me double check.
Should we stop streaming and come back?
I've done that before, and I think that just killed the event. Let me leave first, and let me try to come back. Give me 1 second. Chloe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear. I think it's not just you, it's both. So people from Restream, from YouTube can hear us, but people from community cannot hear us.
Yeah, well, not sure. I'm trying to.
Maybe
I
we
pinned
should share
Audrey and Allison.
the YouTube link instead.
Yeah.
Give me 1 sec, real
Okay.
quick.
So Allison is taking a look right now. Sorry everyone for the delay. Oh, I think it's connected now.
It's connecting now. Yeah, it's connecting now.
I think
The
so.
community.
I think so. Yeah, I can see
Don't
the
forget
stream.
to-
I can see the stream.
Yeah, don't forget to mute yourself.
Yep.
Perfect. We're back live. For those coming from the community event, in case you missed the first couple minutes, we basically just give ourselves an intro so you didn't miss anything. Today's webinar is made for users like you, our customers, prospect who are interested in using interactive avatar and don't know how to get started and what's the potential use case and its value proposition. So I'm going to go through a demo for about 15 or so minutes, and we can feel free to drop all your questions in the Q&A chat box, and then we can take a look at the end of the demo by me and Kevin. So let me share my screen real quick. Yeah. So interactive avatar, it's the type of avatar that allows you to give a lifelike digital twin of the persona or role plays that meant to give interactivity for real-time streaming. And you can go to HeyGen.com interactive avatar and start from there. When you land the page, here is what you can see. It's currently in our HeyGen Labs, but it has been live for a while now, and it's already hit its ARR target. Anyway, on the first page, you can see a list of pre-trained interactive avatar that we have built with professional actors and for different use cases, for example, for L&D, compliance training, or for interview, customer support, therapists, text assistant, or fitness coaches. Each one of these examples we have built it with, for example, different knowledge base along with those avatar. If I were to chat with Wayne, for example, just give it a second. Can you hear?
We cannot hear the audio. I think you need to share the tab.
Exactly. Always happen. Sorry. So let's go over again. And so when I click on this pre-trained avatar, and you can do the same too, you have the ability to select different languages that you want the avatar to speak in. So let's now just take a look at what it looks like.
Welcome to HeyGen. I am your interactive avatar guide, ready to help you explore real-time avatars. What do you want to know first?
Hey Wayne, can you give us a high-level introduction of what HeyGen's interactive avatar is and what it's capable of?
Oh, you mean HeyGen's interactive avatar? I'm not familiar with that specific one, but HeyGen's interactive avatars, yeah, can attend Zoom meetings, chat, record, and go live. Want to explore more?
So I think this knowledge base come along with this is like a year old, so it's a little outdated, but I can show you either one to demonstrate, or you can feel free to sign up for free at HeyGen and try out all those public examples. In addition to that, we there are different ways that we've seen customers using this interactive avatar. One is to leverage our public stock avatar. For example, we have about 40 or 50 public avatar that allows you to choose the language, select the knowledge base based on your configuration, and share this interactive avatar in different ways to either your audience or you want to embed it into your workflow. And the second option of using the avatar is to upload a footage of yourself and then create a digital twin of yourself to give a more lifelike interactivity. And Kevin, before we dive into like functionality, do you want to give a high level of what's the common use cases that you see in real life so that all the audience has a better sense?
Yeah, for sure. I think based on what we've learned from, just like talking to users and seeing kind of like how users are using, this piece of technology, because like, let's admit it, I think this is definitely, I would say even for us, I think it's like a pretty big piece of, kind of like cutting edge technology that we are still trying to figure out, like how to best apply it into the real world. So we are working with users a lot in terms of, kind of getting their feedback and seeing how they're applying it. I think there are a couple of buckets of use cases that are probably most common from what we've seen, at least kind of during, right now. I'm sure there are more that comes up in the future, but I would say probably the biggest one, the most effective one that we've seen user building with interactive avatar is actually training.
Mm.
So think about kind of like any type of like training or practice. So for example, like L&D is a great example, right? You're trying to train your employee, train your workforce on certain things. Maybe it's I think like within like training, I think sales training is actually like a very common use case. So we've seen users, actually quite a few users building these like conversational like avatars that are meant to like train your salespeople. So they essentially kind of like act like I guess like kind of like customers. You basically, you can prompt the avatar to like have certain knowledges about, your customer or maybe the customer profile. And if your salespeople can just like practice the sales call, talking to the avatar and therefore, kind of like practice their sales pitch and handling objections and etc. Chloe just pulled up actually one of the example customers that are building this use case with HeyGen. They're called Copian. And essentially what they do is they have leveraged HeyGen's avatar, build these, like AI role play scenarios where, like companies can like essentially offer this to their sales force and they can just hop on and kind of role play different scenarios to develop their sales skills. So I would say this is probably one of the most promising like use cases we've seen with interactive avatar. And like the users are loving it. So I think it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
So I would say that's definitely number one for us. I think, there are other flavors of training as well. So for example, I think another one is like language learning. So not only can you, kind of train your sales force, honestly, like we've also seen like customers, like for example, maybe they have a global sales force, and they need to train their, like salespeople on different like learning different languages. For example, maybe companies in Asia, they want to train their workforce to speak better English. So they actually build these conversational chatbot in, real world scenarios, but they kind of handle the conversation in English with the avatar. So and then there's obviously, kind of like the more like consumer-ish Duolingo like language learning apps that you can build that we have also seen users building that are, kind of like you talk to like a chatbot or like an avatar one-on-one, you can practice, different languages like Chinese, Spanish, and etc. So I would say training probably as the broader bucket is the biggest and most like popular use case we've seen with interactive avatar. I think another category I think we are seeing like that are kind of like growing is probably something along the lines of like customer support. So for example, if you have like customer inquiries, and they want to kind of talk to like rather than like going to like FAQ page, they can just kind of have like a more real-time experience getting their questions answered. I think that's another probably category that's growing. I would say not as popular as the training use case yet, but I think that's definitely a growing category, which is customer support. And then we've also seen some, I think that the last bucket is probably like more customer facing, like sales, it's like kind of like sales inbound inquiry. So for example, like, some real estate, like, companies have built like a conversational like avatar and put on their website. So the leads can actually talk to uh, the avatar, and inquire them about different questions about the property. And this can also apply to retail. For example, maybe there's like a avatar sales assistant that are talking to customers live, and these are live customers that are trying to like shop the platform and learn certain things about their product line. So it's kind of similar to the training, but it's actually flipped. So it's actually, rather than like practice scenario, it's real, kind of like live customers talking to the avatars. So I would say those are probably some of the buckets of use cases that we've seen that are growing a lot for HeyGen right now.
Yeah, and I actually see in real life, like customer that I've been talking to actually apply interactive avatar to in-store car dealership to guide the users when they shop in store. They want to have a visual layer of the chatbot to be able to guide the sales process and guide the product to introduce products at high level. So
Yeah, I think there's probably one more use case that I personally think is pretty cool. It's also growing. It's interviews. And I think there are two flavors of this. One is, again, kind of falling under like training, which is like interview practice. So rather than like sales training, you can also do like interview like training practice with interactive avatars. So we've seen users building that. But the other flavor of kind of interview is actually, like for example, for companies that need to hire a lot of like employees or workers, they actually don't have the time to like be able to like accommodate kind of like all the interviews that needs to happen, or where it just puts a lot of the strain on their recruiting team. So they basically have like they're trying to develop this, like, I guess like they call it like ground zero interview, which is like basically having
exactly.
like a chatbot talking to the person, talking to the interviewee, and then once that gets positive signal, they move on to the next round. So I think that's another pretty interesting use case I'll mention that we've also come across.
Yep, it's one global company that I've been talking to. They instead of having recruiter to do phone screening for the first round of interview to 10,000s of interviewee, they actually built a platform, incorporate interactive avatar, and to have a preset of questions and sort of like an LM configured behind the scene to guide the interview process and to set like predetermined criteria and to filter out interviewee on round one without even involving human in the loop. Yeah, that's the one of the customer we've been working on integration. And I saw one question from the chat from the area. Can interactive avatar do questions and answers for students on an LM based on a customized study guide and give tech score for the end of test assessment? So that's actually a good segue to my continuing demo. Let me share the other screen. And like I mentioned, each of this interactive avatar will allows you to, basically plug and play with the knowledge base that you can configure. And this knowledge base will be served as a prompt to the large language model behind the scene, so that if you give different knowledge base for the avatar, it will respond differently based on the configuration. And it's really easy to set up. I can either edit the current knowledge base or create a knowledge base. All you need to do is just specify an opening intro for the interactive avatar and give it a prompt with the guideline that we wrote here. General rule of thumb is the more clear the prompt you are given to the large language model, I'm sure you all use ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, it will give it a persona knowledge, information about certain topic that you want the avatar to respond to the user, and instruction, for example, tones and manners and way of talking to the avatar. And we give, okay, it's not clickable today, no luck. Let's see. Okay, interesting. But in any way, so I can give you a quick demo. Is I have configured a knowledge base specifically around DocuSign, a very specific product about their, I think it's dynamic website, something like that. And what I did is I gave this avatar opening intro basically to start a conversation for the user, and give it a prompt and instructions of how to interact with the user and communication style. And let's see how it works. Our network internet today, it's not on our side. Let me try this one instead.
Hey, ever wished for a smarter way to gather info online? DocuSign's adaptive web form adapts based on user input for a smoother experience. Curious how it works?
Can you tell me about how it works at high level? Give me 1 sec. Okay. Hey, Wayne, can you tell us how DocuSign works at high level?
Oh, sure, yeah. So DocuSign helps you send, sign, and manage docs online. It's like digital paperwork that's secure and legally binding. Want to hear about specific features?
Yeah, so you can see how this conversation goes. Like you can set.
Yep, exactly. DocuSign lets you.
We are always encounter technical glitch today, but I encourage everyone to try out our labs, interactive avatar, and give us feedback. I can show you another way of integration and demo later on, but this is a good segue for our demo. We talked about knowledge base. You can leverage our existing knowledge base, or you feel free to create your custom one, and it's free of charge. The other thing I would like to talk about is the integration options. So we see customers with different level of, I would say, different level of technicality, have integrate this in different ways. The no-code approach will be basically configure knowledge base, select an avatar, and choose the language, and then share this as a link to their users. And the other way is simply to copy paste this interactive avatar as an embeddable iframe into their website, to their HTML page, and then to be able to host this avatar on the customer's website, show it, interact with the user. the most, I guess, a little bit more coding experience needed is the API way of integration. We've seen customers completely embed interactive avatar into their website with their own branding, their own domain, their own website, and then using HeyGen as the technology service provider to bring that conversational AI to life. And I actually have a quick demo that I'm running on localhost that I wanted to show you before we dive into incoming QA. Be sure. So this demo, I have basically embed our interactive avatar using the streaming API, or actually SDK, written in Next.js JavaScript. And here you see that I can specify the knowledge base, the avatar, using the public avatar or any custom avatar. Now I wanted to use the one of wing. Can copy paste. All of those information can be get on the web app itself or programmatically via our API. And so finger crossed, no technical difficulty.
Welcome to HeyGen. I am your interactive avatar guide, here to help you discover the amazing world of real-time interactive avatars. Let's dive in together. What do you want to know first?
How can I get started with interactive avatar?
To get started with an interactive avatar, just visit Labs. HeyGen, interactive avatar and click New Avatar. You'll find all the steps to create your avatar. Ready to dive in?
Yeah, tell me more about how can I get started? What's the step one?
Sure. Step 1 is creating an account on HeyGen. Then head to Labs, HeyGen, interactive avatar, and click New Avatar to begin. Excited to see what you create?
So this is basically to give you the idea that this interactive avatar can be fully white labeled and embedded into your website, and has functionality of talking via voice, like audio or text, just like you would to talk to any chatbot. And we also incorporate additional functionality to give you the visibility of the dialogues. And some customers have actually export the dialogues based on the conversation the avatar has with the user for further data analysis. So there's a different ways that you can customize and build your solution. And it's free to sign up at HeyGen to get started and try out the product. If you see that you need additional solution and support, we would highly encourage you to look at other. Actually, let me show the page right now. So we have our pricing package is pretty straightforward. It's consumption based. It's you pay the number of credit that you might need given your use case, and it's broken down by tiers. A lot of people will start with free or pro plan. We've seen most commonly mid-market customers using scale a lot, and then enterprise customer or partner customers using enterprise. Yeah. So I think that's it for our demo and high level of pricing. Let's go over the Q&A in the chat. How about that? Kevin, do you want to kick us?
I've been answering some in the chat right now. I think one question that came up by Adriana is it available to use in WhatsApp Business? I've answered in the chat, but I'll repeat it here. So you likely won't be able to have the interactive avatar interface directly in your WhatsApp like chat, if that's what you're talking about. Imagine you're just having like a WhatsApp chat and you want an interactive avatar to show up. I don't know if you can do that unless you do like a video call with like a number. I think it will be yeah, I think my intuition, Chloe, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think that would be pretty tricky to set up.
What is it? What's the end result they want to achieve? Embed in WhatsApp?
It's a pretty general question, but they're saying is it available to use in WhatsApp Business?
WhatsApp Business. Oh, okay. Well, you will need to elaborate more on what is WhatsApp Business, right?
Yeah.
Is it like?
So I think my guess here is I think like the easiest way is you just send a link to your customer if you know they want to like have the interactive experience, and that can take them to like a web page where even you know like on their mobile browser, and they can you know have a chat with the interactive. I think we can host this experience natively in WhatsApp, at least for now.
Yeah, we don't have existing integration with WhatsApp if that's what you are asking, but the redirect experience is the most straightforward. If you would just configure a knowledge base of an avatar of what is user, and then choose the language, and then click the share link. Any user who has access is actually a public shareable link. It's a public link. Any user who have access to that link will be able to chat with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have another question from Shay. Are there things available through the API that are not available on the website? Do you have any thoughts on that, Chloe?
Me pull out the docs. I would say the core functionality of our interactive avatar are all available via API. You will be looking at the streaming API sessions, to create a new streaming session, a start session, and send tasks. Task type by HeyGen's definition is different. You can have chat tasks or repeat tasks. A chat task is more you can consuming real-time audio input or text input, and allow the avatar or the large language model behind the scene to respond to you. And then your close session or have a better other way of managing the session. We've seen customers who has create hundreds of interactive avatar and wanted to manage the sessions in a scalable way. They will design some kind of mechanism to close and manage the session. Because if you keep the session running for a long period of time, it does consume credit. And one API credit is equivalent to 5 minutes of streaming. Yeah. So you'll be looking at this session of API, and we also have integration guide allows you to get started. What I just demonstrate to you is using the streaming avatar SDK, and it's in another tab. I simply clone this public GitHub repository into my local machine, and then I run it just like that. Did I answer your questions?
I think another thing to call out that's probably not available through the API is interactive avatars creation. Right now, you can only create interactive avatars on the web page, just because it's kind of like a more involving process. You need to record yourself in multiple different phases. So that is not available to the API. But once you have the avatar, you can use it via the API. But I think it's worth calling out. You have to create the avatar in the web app for now.
The creation of the interactive avatar, it is a little bit a step-by-step process that you need to follow. Therefore, we don't have a programmatic way right now, because you do need to upload a training footage of yourself and then give a consent that you will allow HeyGen to create a digital twin of yourself.
Okay. So we have a next question. Is it possible to set up automatic language detection and thus learn a new language by speaking in 2 languages, such as English and Spanish. I think what they're talking about is, can you like switch language during the same session?
Yeah. So that would be not using this way. It would be using the HeyGen's real-time API. I've seen one of our engineer, Eddie, implement this. You can talk to the avatar in English and all of a sudden talking to Korean, but you will need to instruct the avatar, the AI to talk, like start the conversation with Korean in the middle of that. There's no way of automatically detect that, but yeah, it might coming up soon.
So, okay, so I guess overall it's possible, but it requires prompting.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, I'm just replying. All right, so let's see what we have next. Adriana is asking, the same person that was asking about the WhatsApp business question is asking if we can share the link. Sure, yeah, we can share the link to the interactive avatar page. And again, like once you create your own interactive avatar, you will have a private link that you can share. But right now, this is just the interactive avatar demo. So yeah, feel free to log in and play around with it. Okay, let's see. HeyGen could replace an admin. Usually show their voice fill forms. Okay, let's see what are other questions we have. When you upload a 2-minute video to create your avatar, does the same background and outfit you're wearing show up in every subsequent avatar video you create? Yes.
The outfit,
basically,
yes,
what
can't
yes,
change, but
whatever.
the background can be changed.
Yeah, background can be changed, but the outfit is whatever you're wearing. If you want like a different outfit, you just have to fill another footage with a different outfit.
Yep.
Okay. Is there a limit to the number of characters that can be used in the knowledge base? Chloe, you want to take this one?
Yeah, so we are experiencing different large language model given the cost and the performance, but now we're using GPT-4o mini, which allows 128K token, which equivalent to probably around 96,000 characters. And with Gemini, which we've been actively experiencing in the lab, it will allows you to give 1 million token for the context window or knowledge base, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, just 128K and 1 million.
All right. So, hope that answers your question. Let's see. I see another question from Adriana. Can I link a ChatGPT agent? I don't know if this question makes sense to me, to be honest. I'm gonna skip it. I don't. Yeah, I don't know what it means.
Can I link a ChatGPT agent with an API with the HeyGen's avatar and upload in my webpage? So I guess the question is 2 parts. Can HeyGen's avatar integrate with ChatGPT's agent? We've seen that we've seen customers using the OpenAI Assistant API, if that's what you were referencing. And then they build their own and then essentially integrate that into their own website. Yeah, so the answer is yes, it's doable.
Okay. Let's see. So a question from Andrew. For an avatar for just video creation or CVI, I'm guessing CVI means computer vision. I'm not sure. can we have a transparent background so we can composite our own background?
Yep.
If you're talking about, yeah, I think the answer is yes. Yes, for both interactive avatar and for the kind of like the more static video generation, like the traditional avatars that we have, you can both remove background and put on your own background. So yes, that is possible, Andrew.
Again, that question from the restream from YouTube.
Let's see. Can I? Excuse me. Can I use this avatar in Skype, Teams? If yes, where is this information in your site? Can you send a link? Chloe, do you want to take this one?
In Skype? What?
I think they're asking if they can use this avatar in Skype or Teams.
Like in the meeting?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, previously we have a functionality to incorporate this with the Zoom in a Zoom meeting, but our team has realized that with Zoom meeting and live meeting, it just adds additional layer of latency to the real-time streaming avatar. So we deprecated that. So the answer is we don't have it right now. We might look back in the future and reevaluate it.
Okay. And Ariel, it has another question. Is it best to use an Microsoft Word bulleted document as LLM to prevent avatar hallucination, so information is more specific? Yeah, any best practice in terms of like configuring the knowledge base here?
Yeah, prompting. Prompt. I put it in the chat, but here we have a detailed written guideline that allows you to prompt and write a knowledge base. And in general, we all know LLM like organized information and clarity. But I will recommend you to read through these articles, and instead of, for first time trying, instead of giving every information to the LLM, just try to make it short and concise and then work your way through. There is another functionality in configuring the knowledge base where you can just give it a link to any public website, and we will do the scraping of the information on that website, condense it into a summary, and basically feed that as part of the knowledge base to the LLM.
Okay.
Yep.
We have some more questions from the community side, so let's try to answer that. Is it possible to integrate 11 Labs voices?
Yeah, it is doable. By default, we also use 11 Labs, but we also allows you to configure the 11 Labs settings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yes, let's see. Okay, I see a question from Samuel in the community. Does it speak Spanish from Spain? I'm guessing they're referring to like, can you configure the accent? Let's say once you have a language, can you configure like an accent for the language? I'm not sure if we support that yet for interactive avatar. Do you know, Chloe?
Does it speak Spanish from Spain? Is this question related to can it speak native Spanish?
No, I think what they're talking about is even for the language, Spanish language, there are different, for example, like Mexico might have like a different accent than Spain.
Yeah.
Maybe, Argentina might have a different accent from, like Spain and Mexico. So that's my guess. So I think like similar, with Chinese, there are different accents, from different parts of China. So
Let's
Do you
find
know
out.
if we support accent configuration?
Yeah, so within HeyGen's web app in general, our core product, our voice, AI voice, do allows you to configure accent. And for example, Spanish accents, yeah, Spanish or US, Spain. And so once you configure this voice in this web app, you can then get the voice ID and then configure that, you can get the voice ID here and then configure that in your streaming avatar. So you'll pick up the accent to speak the Spanish from Spain specifically. Hope that answers your questions. My recommendation would just sign up at HeyGen and then try out with those voice. Play around.
Cool. All right, let's keep going down the list. I think that's all the questions I'm seeing from the community side. Let me jump into Restream and take a look here. Can I make the avatar integrated with a prompt in GPT? Can I display the avatar within Skype or Teams? I think it's the same question. Yeah, I think to answer your question, Leandro, it is technically possible. We don't offer native integration for Skype or Teams, but if you have the technical resource, I think it's possible for you to build it. So I think short answer is yes, it's possible, but you will need to develop a good chunk of it, and in terms of integration with Skype or Teams, and also integrate HeyGen's API, HeyGen's interactive avatar API.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have a question from Carol over here in Restream. If I ask the avatar to only pull knowledge from our website, will it pull from the entire 1,700 page site or just the main URL?
So what I just show you, oh my God, it's coming. What I just show you now, before, like you can give, I don't think there is a limit, but you can give a lot of useful links as part of the knowledge base configurations. Give it link to, information of your website, and then all those information will be compiled into a knowledge base and then be able to plug into your streaming avatar.
I think Chloe, what they're asking about is will our crawler recursively crawl all their website pages?
Just the
or
main
is
page.
it only...
Yeah, I believe that's...
Yeah, I think yeah. Carol, I think the answer is we'll only crawl the main page. Okay, let's see. So another question from Ariel. Can the avatar initiate questions for students to answer, like in a Q&A testing scenario? Yes, I think so. I think you can. Again, I think this is related to prompting in terms of how you can, prompt, and you can prompt, the interactive avatar to be more proactive about, asking questions. So I think it's definitely possible, Ariel.
Cool.
All right. I see a question from Jorg in the community. Is there a possibility to integrate the avatar into a mobile app? Yes, absolutely. I think as long as you are, building with HeyGen's either SDK or API, I don't think that should be a problem.
Yeah,
Jorg.
you can use the React native. Let's see, we can find it. To your question, John, you can use the React Native, which I just shared in the chat box. So there are different ways of integration, and we have tried to like come up with the demo web app to showcase different capability. You can use React Native integration, which behind the scene integrate with our streaming API using LiveKit for the as a WebSocket connections, and follow the guide here step by step. And I think we're about time, and we're actually over time. Thanks so much, everyone.
Okay.
And for
thanks for everyone.
we run this webinar every other Wednesday. I also host another API office hour where I give users a more detailed debugging workshop session, helping questions on their integration and about how to use the product. So feel free to check out at our community events. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you, Chloe. Talk to you guys next time.